The phrase, "the writing is on the wall," has been around for a very long time, probably longer than you would expect, certainly longer than I expected when I first started looking into it. Well, the origin of the phrase, "the writing's on the wall," actually comes from the book of Daniel in the Old Testament of the Bible. Let's take a look at the passage that this well-known phrase originates from. It was in chapter 5 of the book of Daniel, where Babylonian king Belshazzar hosted a feast for thousands of nobles of the kingdom of Babylon. He calls his servants to bring the golden chalices that his father, Nebuchadnezzar, looted from Jerusalem, so that he can drink his fine wine from them with the royal family. As he and his family drank from the golden chalices, his attention became fixed on the far wall ahead of him, where, in the smoky haze, he saw a hand writing upon the wall. With a sickening feeling in his stomach and a chill creeping into his bones, he watched the writing finish in a script that neither he nor any of his scholars could understand. Daniel, a servant of God, was known in the kingdom of Babylon as a very wise man. The king's father, Nebuchadnezzar, had made him master of all wise men, and when reminded of this, King Belshazzar summoned him to his court to translate the cryptic writing on the wall. He identified Daniel as a captive from the conquered land of Judea, and offered him gold, power, and riches to complete the task. Daniel refused all of these, but he agreed to translate. So what was written on the wall? Daniel explained that the king's father amassed all of his fortunes, including the gold chalices, through his powerful reign and conquest, but was ultimately humbled by God and deposed from his throne. To the king's face, Daniel explained to the king that his actions were in great contrast to his late father, as he still enjoyed the fruits of old conquests and worshipped riches more than God. God had returned to humble King Belshazzar, and it was God who had long been ignored in the kingdom whose hand wrote upon the wall of the palace. The words written were, "Mene, Mene, Tekel, Upharsin." The translation given by Daniel was this: God has counted the days of your kingdom and has finished it. You are weighed in the balance of the scales and are not enough. Your kingdom is divided and given to the Medes and the Persians. Belshazzar was assassinated that same night, and his kingdom was conquered by King Darius of the Medes. The writing on the wall foretold the coming end of his civilization. The prosperity of a once spanning kingdom succumbed to usurpation from foreigners from foreign lands. The legacy of Belshazzar and Nebuchadnezzar, his father, relegated to the history textbooks and forgotten by all but those who stumble upon these passages.